Okay, children, today we'll do the second subtopic of chapter Force and Law of Motion. That is 9.2, the first law of motions. Motions, as we all know, motion, it's very complicated topic for all the scientists and for the great philosophers. Scientists like this topic was very complicated because the two scientists has given different opinion about the motion. First, the Aristotle has come up with the very innovative ideas, isn't it? Innovative statement, but that statement has proven wrong. That statement has proven wrong by the great scientist Galileo. Galileo has proven wrong the statement of Aristotle. Aristotle ko statement la wrong proof gardiyo. And what he said is that for a moving object, कुनै पनि move गरेको object लाई चाहिँ in order to stop that object, we need the external force. उहाँको स्टेटमेन्टबाट चाहिँ what we have realized is that कुनै पनि object रेस्टमा छ त्यसलाई मुभ गर्नलाई we have to give the external force. Okay, and another one, when the object is in moving positions, moving मा छ, अब त्यसलाई हामीले stop गर्नु पर्यो भने we have to give the external force. In the previous lessons, I've given you the example also, isn't it? That is the different motions, that is causes of motions, isn't it? We discussed in our previous class. And the Galileo has said that thing. In order to prove that, he come up with the experiment. Okay, the Galileo has come up with the experiment to prove the Aristotle wrong. That means he has taken the two inclined plane. That means he has taken the two inclined plane in the opposite directions. दुईटा inclined plane लिनु भयो उहाँले. त्यो पनि कस्तोमा opposite directions मा. Opposite you have understood, no? Opposite भनेको बुझ्छ नि. Opposite directions मा he has taken the two inclined plane. And what he did, first मा के गर्नुभयो उहाँले भन्दा चाहिँ he dropped a marble from one inclined plane. एउटा inclined plane बाट चाहिँ के गर्नुभयो भन्दा चाहिँ उहाँले marble drop गर्नुभयो. And drop, त्यो marble drop गरेपछि त्यो marble आएर अर्को inclined plane को माथिसम्म चढ्यो. अनि what he observed, उहाँले के observe गर्नुभयो भन्दा चाहिँ जहाँदेखिको मार्बल झारेको थियो अर्को inclined plane, अपोजिटको inclined plane मा पनि त्यतिकै हाइटमा गएर टच भएर चाहिँ फेरि ब्याक भयो अरे त्यो मार्बल. के द हाइट इज सेम. जहाँबाट उहाँले ड्रप गर्नुभएको थियो अर्को inclined plane मा त्यतिकै हाइटमा पुगेर त्यो मार्बल स्टप भयो. सेकेन्डमा what he did, एउटा inclined plane लाई keep it as it is. उहाँले एउटालाई as it is राख्यो, त्यतिकै राख्यो. अनि अर्कोलाई के गर्यो भन्दा अलिकति डाउन गर्यो, लिटल बिट डाउन, अलिकति डाउन गर्यो. त्यो ठाडै राखेन, अलिकति डाउन गर्नुभयो. अनि अगेन ही रिपिटेड द सेम थिङ. उहाँले सेम थिङ रिपिट गर्नुभयो. अनि त्यो पनि सेम ह्यापन्स. अलिकति हाइट जतिको थियो त्यतिमा गएर द्याट मार्बल विल स्टप. ओके, अनि थर्डमा वाट ही डिड, थर्डमा उहाँले के गर्नुभयो भन्दा चाहिँ what he did is that he make the one inclined plane flat, totally flat. Okay, totally flat गरिदिनु भयो. अनि again repeated the same thing. He was dropping the marble from the one inclined plane. उहाँले त्यहाँबाट inclined plane बाट ड्रप गर्दा त्यो मार्बल स्टप भएन because the surface is plane. Because that marble त्यो जहाँबाट झरेको थियो त्यो मार्बलले त्यतिको हाइट अटेन गर्नु पाएन. त्यसले गर्दा त्यो मार्बल keep on moving up to the infinity. With this experiment he proved that. अब त्यसलाई जबसम्म बाहिरबाट फोर्स हामीले दिँदैन तबसम्म त्यो मार्बल स्टप हुँदैन भन्ने चाहिँ विथ दिस एक्सपेरिमेन्ट गैलिलियो ह्याज प्रुभड। क्लियर? उहाँले यो प्रुभ गर्नुभयो र उहाँले अरिस्टोटललाई मेक हिम टोटली रङ टुवर्ड्स हिज स्टेटमेन्ट। एरिस्टोटलले दिनुभएको स्टेटमेन्टमा उहाँले विथ दिस एक्सपेरिमेन्ट उहाँलाई टोटली रङ प्रुभ गर्नुभयो। क्लियर? अनि अर्को थिङ उहाँले के भन्नुहुन्छ भन्दा चाहिँ when we will run, that time our body will attain the unbalanced force or frictional force, then only due to the presence of that forces only our body will move. हामी हिँड्नु सक्छ due to the frictional force and our body will attain the unbalanced force. उहाँले त्यो पनि प्रुफ गर्नुभयो। And later on, in order to give the justifications to the postulate given by the Galileo sir. Galileo सरले दिनुभएको postulateलाई justify गर्नुको लागि another scientist has come up with his 3 law of motion and he was Sir Isaac Newton. And Sir Isaac Newton has come up with his 3 law of motion. First law of motion, second law of motion and third law of motion. And here in this session we'll discuss about only the first law of motions. Okay, first law of motions, what he had justified, उहाँले अलिकति modifications के गर्नुभयो भन्दा चाहिँ we have the 2 state of motions. Motions को 2टा state हुन्छ। One is that motion in rest, another one that is motions state of rest and number 2 is state of motion. Okay, अब until and unless हामीले कुनै पनि objectलाई, suppose the object is in rest positions, in order to move that object we have to give the external force, then only the object will move it. Like if you have books on your table, टेबलमा बुक छ, you need that table on your bed. तिमीलाई त्यो टेबलको बुक चाहिँ तिमीलाई बेडमा चाहियो भने त्यो बुक आफै आउँदैन नि, you have to go, हैन, तिमी जानु पर्यो, तिमीले लिफ्ट गर्नु पर्यो, then you'll get that books on your bed, isn't it? Likewise, suppose when you are playing the football, okay, suppose you want to kick the ball to the goal, तिमीले गोलमा किक गर्नु मन पर्यो अरे, that means you'll kicked it. Suppose that तिमीले किक गरेको बललाई चाहिँ गोलकिपरले चाहिँ क्याच गर्यो भने that ball will stop, that means external force, हैन, त्यो छोड्यो भने त मुभ भएको हुन्थ्यो होला, तर external force that moving ball will automatically come into the rest. And that is nothing that introduced the first law of motion. First law of motion मा चाहिँ के हुँदो रहेछ भन्दा कुनै पनि अब्जेक्टलाई रेस्टमा होस् या मोसनमा होस् until and unless हामीले जबसम्म एक्सटर्नल फोर्स दिँदैन तबसम्म त्यो अब्जेक्ट रेस्टमा छ भने मुभ हुँदैन, मुभिङमा छ भने रेस्टमा आउँदैन. And this is all about the first law of motions. And in our next class we'll discuss about the second and the third law of motion.